quick retrack a bit.
Okay.
Just so I can also remember, can you tell me again about what you hope for these kids and the biggest problem that you're running into right now?
Biggest hope and desire for the kids that I work with is that they gain some confidence and that they understand what potential they have, and that everything that they get doesn't have to come from the government and from a check, that they're fully capable of developing businesses, ideas, going to school, whatever they want to do. I guess the hardest part of working with them is getting them past their past, getting them to look and see that they're the future. They're so wrapped up in their past that they really don't see a future, and that's sad. That's the saddest part of what I do to me, is that they can't really see a bright future. I was talking to a young lady the other day, she was just in tears. She said, nothing's going to ever change. I'm going to always be this way. Nothing's going to ever change. So most of my kids don't have a lot of hope.
So what do you, I guess, like, when they tell you stuff like that, how do you respond and give them back hope?
You just encourage them and let them know that they can. It sounds kind of corny, but I always tell the John Deere story or the Colonel Sanders story. John Deere failed 5 or 6 businesses before he became, I guess, that color was known all over the world now, tractors and stuff. So, failure is, we had a motto in youth build, failure is an option, quitting is not. And so that's kind of what I tried to reinforce with them, is that failure is an option, we all fail, no problem. Quitting is not an option, you can't quit, you got to keep moving forward. And it works, but most of the kids that I'm seeing now that are turning the corner, like the one I told you that came in here this evening,
right.
I've known them for 6, 7, 8 years. It's a slow process. It's not anything that you're going to be in a hurry to do. So you got to be patient.
Right.
You got to stick with them through their failures and through their downfalls, and just kind of chill out with them while they're going through it. It takes 6, 7, 8 years before they finally realize, that which direction they want to go and that they can do anything they set their mind to.
How do you recharge, I guess, from all of these difficult conversations that you have? So personally, when friends, come to me with their difficult problems, and it's emotionally draining a little bit. So, yeah, how do you handle it? Because you've been doing this for so long too.
Meditation and studying. Spend a lot of time with God. I just recently, I guess about 8 months now, stopped watching television.
Oh, yes.
That helps a whole lot. And spend more time reading and studying. Got to read some books that have been very, very helpful in the situation. So, it's just, I realize that in order for me to help them, I've got to be balanced. And so I have to kind of balance things out. I do a lot of gardening. I love to do gardening. I love it.
It's really relaxing and meditative, huh?
Yeah. Hey, what's going on?
Y'all have somewhere to stay like tonight and tomorrow night, or y'all just kind of in the air?
Well, we're going to go back to Auburn to pick up a friend. We're trying to come back Friday or Thursday.
Okay. So we're going to say the bunkhouse is free for tonight and Thursday night.
Thursday night. So maybe we can come back Thursday.
Thursday is the...
Oh, wait, just kidding. Tonight through Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
Yeah.
It's not free this weekend?
No. But the people who had reserved it said they weren't like 100% positive that they were going to be here, but they requested that we were.
Well, we'd love to know if they back out. But Thursdays maybe?
Yeah.
Well, we might come back Wednesday just because it's going to be so hard to come back and stay anywhere. Because I think we don't have to go to the pot roast or the pig roast.
Just let them know. We're going to be around.
I know it's a pig roast. We wanted to come, but it's just a lot harder than I thought.
The motel is gross, but the motel,
Yeah.
it's not the cleanest condition.
What about the bed and breakfast?
I called them. They're I don't know.
They're booked up?
Yeah.
Have you trying
the
Tuscaloosa.
pig roast,
It's
okay.
like
Yeah, that's
right
what we're
there.
looking at. It's like 45 minutes, but
It's
like,
not. It's really not. Like people commute from here to there every day.
Where?
So from here to Tuscaloosa.
Well, did you check the markets and see if anything was over there?
she wants to stay at Airbnb because it's more like personal.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah, I've seen some hotels, but they had availability like last week, but I didn't book anything because she likes Airbnbs.
It's all your fault.
I like to not be
Throwing
responsible
you
one.
under the bus.
I was just trying to help. Okay.
No, but I think Tuscaloosa would be fun. We could do it, but yeah, no, we definitely want to come back. So during the week, we could maybe meet with some of your.
Okay. Well, be
We'll
So
be
is the
around.
pig roast like a huge community thing?
It's mostly rural studios.
It's
Yeah, it's a graduation for Rural Studios for the
It's-
students.
So it's mostly students and their parents. Are there
And
any
the other
locals?
friends.
Yeah, but a lot of people from the community. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of people from the community.
Gotcha.
Something to do.
So it's a lot of people from Auburn Architecture School,
Cool.
and then some of the locals who had their homes built or
Mm-hmm.
were involved.
Yeah, they call
Or just
from.
want some good food.
No, I think that's fun. I think she'd enjoy a pig roast because I think
Oh
that's
yeah.
a cultural thing that
Yeah,
Doesn't get-
yeah, I don't think I've ever.
she learned what okra was. She calls them lady fingers.
They are called ladyfingers. Have you guys never heard of?
I've never heard of it.
No.
I thought that's like the cakes that are called lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Twinkie.
Yeah. It's
Oh
like
my
a sweet thing, lady fingers.
Yeah, yeah. No, that I've heard of.
I've never heard of the green thing. lady
Yeah,
fingers.
no. Maybe
'Cause
it's
that's more like the lady
How
claw.
did you
Or,
eat it? Did you eat it fried or like
yeah,
boiled?
right. Yeah.
Fried is
I think I've
So-
only had them stir fried before this.
There's a lot of cultural things you got to experience. Have you ever been to Fawnsdale Bar and Grill?
we wanted to go there, but we figured everything was closed and we were going to come here.
Yeah, that's a good place to go.
Is it too? Should we do margaritas tonight?
Okay.
Do you want to go do margaritas at the local Mexican restaurant?
It's,
Oh, the one that we drove
it's
by,
going to
yeah.
open up at like 5.
Yeah, I think it is
It's
already.
open now.
Yeah.
We debated, but we were like, it's Monday. Well, we could go to margaritas.
Monday margarita.
There you go.
You wanna go? I'm down.
Yes, sir.
Ladies?
Let me make sure my mom can pick up Caleb.
Yes, Kara.
Yeah, so see, you already got a cultural event going on.
We're kind of on the fly here.
I think it's really interesting what you're doing because when I was in San Francisco, I was seeking out a men's group because it seems like a lot of men are always trying to strive to be like the best of the best and like overachievers. And I had just failed at the bar exam, so I was like, oh my god, I'm not a success. And so it was really helpful to be amongst a bunch of men who are going through similar issues.
Oh, definitely. it
And
always
so,
is.
I mean, I didn't have that. I mean, I had a father, so that was nice to to talk to me about, issues like that. I think it's really impressive that you're able to be there for so many different reasons.
Yeah, it
I mean,
is.
from
And that's why the fatherhood program is so important to get those fathers involved in those kids' lives, and help to bring them out because the worst behavioral problems I've seen. I spent some time in detention center. I worked in detention center too, nonprofit over there. And some of the worst behavioral problems I've seen come from either feeling abandoned by mothers or by fathers, and kids really drag that baggage around with them a long time, and it just tears them apart. And I've seen and I don't know, I just feel like if the state or the government would invest more money into mental health, rather than so much into incarceration, we'd be a whole lot better off, because probably 70% of the kids, or 65% of the kids we saw in juvenile detention had mental problems. And we sent them up to a mental facility. When the money ran out, they sent them back drugged up and said they're fine, and when it wears off 3 or 4 days later, they're tearing up the place again, a lot of the kids we deal with in youth court field, have bipolar, schizophrenia, a lot of issues, mental health issues going on that are not treated and not taken care of. They can't succeed, I was sitting and thinking the other night in meditation, not watching television, you get to think about a lot of stuff. And I just thought about how many of the kids lately have mental health problems, And we as a society accuse them of being lazy and not wanting to achieve, but most of them I know, some of them are not actually, some of them
Right,
actually are,
right.
but most of them I know, they have some type of mental health problem that won't let them thrive and go from the depression runs rampant in Black Belt. So, they can't get up and go to work, they can't get up and go to school, they can't get up and do things, they just sleep. A lot of my kids tell me, that they're depressed because they go 2 or 3 days without eating. If they don't have weed this morning, they can't eat. So that's major depression when they're not eating and not sleeping. I mean, sleeping a lot and
Not eating.
not eating. So it's just I think money could be better invested. We need a better mental health system in the country. Period.
Oh yeah.
You know.
It's the foundation of a lot of our violence, a lot of our people not becoming the people they could be. Just like underachievers, not underachievers. There are no opportunities. There's just lack of opportunity.
Yeah. So I think it's a mixture of both. I think the left has some good points. I think the right has some good points. But I think until we come together and put both sides together, we're not getting anywhere. Because we do need to cut out a lot of social programs.
Yeah.
We do have too many. We need to cut out. But we also need to increase the mental health side of things and working and helping the people. So it's a delicate balance.
Independence, freedom, and then a helping hand when you fall.
Yeah, you do. And it doesn't need to turn and a helping hand doesn't need to turn into a permanent hand.
Like disabilities.
Yes, because in our housing development out here in Eastridge, we have some families that started in 1970 when they were there and they're still there. 2-3 generations of people who still live in the housing project. They've gone from mother was there, now daughter's there, now grandkids are growing up there. It's not what it was meant to be. It's supposed to be a helping hand to get you up and get you out.
How do these beliefs tie into your political beliefs? And how?
What are they? I am I used to classify myself as a Reagan conservative, but John Stossel has not almost, a libertarian. I'm a libertarian now, less government involvement in everything, and more people standing on their own. So I'm really a libertarian with some Reagan conservative leanings.
Like what?
Like stay the course, trickle down. Big believer in capitalism, and that if I have a business and it's thriving and it's doing well, then I can hire more people. So then everybody benefits. The bigger my business gets, the more people I can hire, more levels of management I have, the more everybody has. Even if I'm greedy, and steal more jobs for other people. So I'm a big believer in the trickle down and Reaganomics. Big believer that they really, really work.
Gotcha. Okay. What is, I guess, because this presidency is so,
I don't even know what's going on. I tuned that whole thing out. I was into it really big in the election, but like I told you, stop watching television. I don't even watch news anymore. I mean,
Makes you
there's
feel
a lot
better.
of things going on.
yeah, it
Makes
does-
you feel better when you're not watching.
Yeah, I mean, so I couldn't really speak to that. I don't really know what's going on. I think that the president has the opportunity to do some great things. I hope that he sticks to his goals and does some things that he says he's going to do. But I really couldn't intelligently comment on that because it's probably been. I was watching just news when I first started. So it's probably been 4 or 5 months since I watched the news. I don't know what's going on. So I don't have a clue.
You worried about anything that might happen?
No, I'm not worried, and the reason I'm not worried is because we've been through World War I, World War II, Korean conflict, Vietnam War, and Iraqi conflict, whatever you want to call it, Desert Storm, and it is what it is. People fight. They have since Bible times. People don't agree. That goes about. Do I agree with it? No. But am I worried that Trump is going to start a nuclear war that's going to end all civilization? No, not hardly. don't think that's going to happen. But, you know, but I'll dig a bomb shelter just in case.
Okay. So do you think you voted more like, in a sense of for Trump as opposed to against Hillary, or?
The way it all came down,
Mm-hmm.
I think the way it all came down, it all happened. I think they shouldn't have jipped Bernie.
Mm.
Bernie was the only person that could have built Trump because Americans on both sides were tired.
Mm-hmm.
They were frustrated
Mm-hmm.
with the establishment. And anytime after a debate, you can raise $6 or $7 million from, you know, from your generation. That quickly, in a couple of hours, by the next morning, I mean, they could have got the register out to vote, got them out to register, the millennials out to vote, registered them, and I think they could have won. But the Democratic Party did it to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't play fair with Bernie. You know, they wanted to ensure that Hillary, because they were sure that she would get the black vote and that she would win.
Mm.
And can't hedge your bets. You know, I firmly believe, even though I'm a Trump supporter, I firmly believe that Bernie could have whooped him.
Yeah.
Easily. Even though I don't agree with anything Bernie says, I firmly believe he could have whooped him easily because the millennials would have showed up to vote. But
That's true.
so as far as the election goes, I think both parties were out of line with what they believed, and it was just Trump's fortitude and stick-to-itiveness and just putting it in your face that Bernie didn't really have. It just kept him in the race and kept the Republican Party off his back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bernie kind of caved in at the end, and you know, Trump never did because the Republican Party didn't want Trump any more than you know Democrats wanted Bernie. So it's just one of those things where both parties, I think, are out of touch with reality, and it hurt them, you know, with how the common man feels. And like I said, I think without the parties, I think that actually the Bernie people and the Trump people will have a lot in common if they just sit down and talk to each other without the
Yeah.
two parties in the middle.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Hey.
Thanks for sharing that.
Hmm?
Thanks for sharing that.
No problem.
That's,
Anytime.
yeah.
So you guys go have margaritas and have fun.
You're not joining us?
Well, no, I gotta go home. My daughter's home, and she doesn't come home often. She's a nurse in Birmingham, and she doesn't get home that often. So I gotta go spend some time with her.
Okay.
It's a beautiful
That's
thing.
nice. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Oh yeah. My other one will be here sometime this week. One from Virginia. She's a nurse too. She'll be here sometime this week.
Will I see you at the pig roast if you?
I'm gonna try to get there. Yes. Hopefully you'll see me there.
And do you recommend that we come back like Thursday or something, or Wednesday? Just stay the night and hang out Thursday and then come back and forth, or just come Friday morning early, or do you think it's going to be too busy?
I mean, the more time you spend around, the more you're gonna see.
Yeah.
So you know, you come stay Wednesday night, you know, get up Thursday morning and
Bless you.
meet with our kids, and then you know they can take you around and show you some of the spots and stuff, and I can take you around and show you some of the places that.
Ooh. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
We just got to find a place to crash. So that's that's the goal.
So when are you
Anything we can have
when are you looking for a place to crash?
Well, we were going to go back to Auburn because we're meeting a friend tonight.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming in at midnight, and then we're going to go meet some of my friends in Auburn. But then we wanted to come back for the pig roast, but it's so packed.